I wanted to do this video a long time ago. I think that when people talk about them being from the streets, there's a big misconception. When you think about streets, you think about drug dealers, you think about shooters, people that shoot each other. You think about crack, weed, and all of these negative things about the streets. But the reality of it is that at the end of the day, the streets is really not made of just that. The reality of it is that if anyone were to be from the streets, would be me. Now, I know what you're gonna say, Langston, since you're from the streets, what hood you represent, I ain't never seen you shot anybody, I never seen you kill anybody, I never seen you sell drugs. You ain't about that life. You already said that you don't want smoke in several different occasions. And yes, true indeed, you're right. But when it comes to street smarts, this is a topic that has never been discussed. This is the reason why I have people that have gold teeth in their mouth, dreads, that look hood. And 9 times out of 10 they are. Looking at my channel. Because they know I have street smarts and they can relate to that. The type of dudes that you see here and there, the real drug kingpins, those would be my friends. They would talk to me, not you. You would be one of the dudes that's a runner. That's all you do is run back and forth. That's all you do. You never go anywhere. Because this real street dude will tell you, you gotta have street smarts. This is the reason why 50 Cent, Jay-Z, and the likes are successful in corporate world. Because they have that street smarts, the common sense that's ingrained in you, that no matter what you do, whatever profession you want to do, whatever career you want to do, you're gonna excel higher than the average. I remember this one guy, right? I was mad cool with him. I sold bootleg movies and CDs at this gas station, straight dead in the hood. Sold bootleg movies and CDs at this gas station, right? He sold crack. And it's crazy because, I was younger back then. I never thought about it that way. But he used to give me rides home. Well, actually, he was done selling crack then, so he didn't have no crack on him. But he lived in a nice area, just like I lived. He lived right down the street from where I lived at. And we stayed in a nice area. But when it boiled down to his profession, he would go to the hood and sell crack. What I'm trying to tell you is that smart drug dealers know that selling drugs is not a career and that it will end 3 ways. 1 is you take your money and you invest in something in an legal hustle. 2, you die. 3, you go to jail. Other than that, drug dealing is not it's one out of a 10% chance. 1 out of 10 chance that you're gonna be successful all your life selling drugs. There are exceptions to the rules, but for the most part, you got 3 options. Invest in something legal, turn your money into a legal hustle, death or jail. That's it. That plain and simple. And we used to talk all the time. Not taking heed, I went to this kind of balanced out high school, but at the same time it was like the top high school in the state of North Carolina to go to, right? Dig it. I knew the plays, Macbeth and William Shakespeare stuff and all the rest of that stuff that we had to read, literature and all of that stuff, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, this man that was from the streets could relate to me. This man was not dumb by far. Another dude that used to sell, that sold at the same store. Same store. Sold drugs too. He sold crack and weed. We used to build, yo, this is my word. And it's crazy because I eventually started selling weed in bootleg movies too. So, what weed also. So, we used to have pop files at this corner, like this corner store in the hood. And this man was talking about tectonic plates and you know, the Pangea. He was building. And we were like, yo, this is my word. When I reflect on it and look at it, I'm like, wow, it was really awkward. We in the middle of the hood, we drinking, the guy selling crack, three dudes selling crack at the same spot. I'm there selling bootleg movies, and I eventually wound up selling weed too on the side, and I was selling like the knockoff clothes. Well, not the knockoff clothes. I had this hookup from this dude, and I was selling like real Rockaware clothes and stuff like that, like the children's stuff. We're building. So I'm telling you, I'm being real with you. If anybody's from the street, it's me. Because everybody always reps the streets around drug dealing, shooting, being a thug, and selling weed, selling crack, and that's not what it is. You gotta have street smarts. And this is the reason why people look at my channel. It's for the street smarts, that common sense that they could take with them. They can apply it. I remember I was on the way back from Florida on an Amtrak train, right? This dude came up to me out of nowhere. You know, we started talking or whatever have you. And I mean, I don't know why he, you know, wanted to say these things to me. You know, I could have been, you know, the feds or whatever. But anyway, you know, come to find out, he sells drugs. He tells me, yo, no disrespect or nothing like that, yo, because I was younger. And he's like, yo, no disrespect, but I peeped you. You would be perfect if you sold drugs. You keep to yourself. You're quiet. You're not braggadocious. You know, and he was saying, like, I know I don't know you, but that's just the type of energy that you give off. He's like, yo, and you're smart. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to tell you all that selling drugs is good and you know, shooting people are good and shit, stuff like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you that at the end of the day, the people that you respect that's from the streets, I mean the kingpins, the ones that's really running the streets like that, I could have a sit down with them. Because it's all about this, your brain. That's what it's about. It's your brain. At the end of the day. And a real drug kingpin, you don't never see him in the streets. You don't never see him staying in the hood. He makes his money and gets the hell out of there. He has runners. He got people working for him. And he has invested in his money into other things. So it's just a matter of time when he says to himself, hey, you know what? I'm out of the game. I'm making this amount of money. I'm making the same amount of money that I was when I was selling drugs, if not more. So why not just straight go legal? What I'm trying to tell you brothers out there that are in the streets, that I've never heard once, and I've sat down and talked with these dudes. I've talked to not the kingpins of the streets, but just like the high-end dudes that you all would never get a chance or opportunity to meet. I've sat down and I've talked to them. And not one of them ever said the plan was to stay in the streets. No, the plan was to always make that money, get the hell out of the hood, and turn yourself into a legal business. A real street dude does not brag. A real street dude is not flashy. That's just putting more of a target on your back. Period. A real street dude is smart. A real street dude reads. Believe it or not. A real street dude. A dude that's from the streets, for real, reads. He knows, and in some cases she, knows just how important education is. And let me leave you off with this last one. That street dude, the one that's selling drugs, he knows that he's doing something wrong and that he is not part of the solution but part of the problem. And that's on his conscience every day, that he's selling poison to his own family. Family meaning black people. So it has always been his objective to get out of the streets and do something better. Come back to the hood and give back what he took in the first place. So I'm here to tell you, you may disagree. If anybody's from the streets, it's me. You're not, because you're not using your brain. You're thinking on a savage level. And this is the reason why people are getting their head blown off in the streets. Y'all are hustling. That's one thing I disagree with, because I knew it was only a matter of time that something was going to pop off. I'm at that gas station. 3 and 4 people running to the same car. But it just so happened to be that one dude that I was cool with, he was smart. He had white clientele. And they would just, he would get the phone call, they would pull up, he'd drop it down in a car, and they'll give him the money, and that was that. You know, while the other runners out there, they running back and forth. Yo, man, I got this. They run to the same car. 2, 3, 4, 5 people running to the same car. Each and every one of them is digging up their ass because they got the crack stuck up in their ass. That's my real. It's a true story. Y'all talking about y'all ain't homos, but you got crack rock stuck up in your ass. Cause you don't want when I guess 12, y'all call it now. When you don't want 12 to roll up on you and pat you down, so you stick it up your ass. You know how many times I've seen that? And I'm like, yo, these guys are nasty. Like, the crackheads are nasty because now they smoking crack and they're literally smoking crack. Like, the crack of somebody's ass and crack. But I'm here to tell you, the people that's from the streets, that's savage, and that I just, explain to you, these runners, y'all, let me tell you something. The guys that you buy off of or that you get fronted, they'll respect me. They'll sit down with me faster than they will sit down with you. Because they'll see something in me and say, you know what, this guy is talented, this guy is intelligent, and I want to work with him. Ask yourself, I'm going to leave it like this. Ask yourself, this is a great question to ask your plug. Ask yourself, how many times has your plug said, let's work together, let's build a business? And based off that answer, it should determine how he feels about you. If he's never asked you, then he knows that you don't have no potential at all. You're just a runner. But if he has, you need to take him up on that offer, especially if it's legal. I'm done giving y'all game, man. I never thought that I would be, at the age that I am, giving people game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a knucklehead when I was younger. But you better be glad, yo. You young boys out there, you young men out there, you better be glad you got somebody like me, man. Because when I was young, I didn't have that. Didn't have it. All right? Now take it easy, man. My name is Langston2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video.